My name is Dustin Bales. We're here at Nippon Dynawave in Longview, Washington. I am the L3 paper machine assistant manager. We installed the web monitoring system on L3 in about 2020. After that, we installed the web inspection system in 2022 on L3. Following that project, the project went very well and the results were very promising for our production. The extruder department decided to install a web inspection system on L6 last year. So with our whiz beams, we have the high angle transmission and the 3D side light that helps us detect indents and outdents and wrinkles. We did some sample testing at the beginning phases of the project that showed very promising results. We chose Procemex for the smart camera technology for the one platform integration between the web inspection system and the web monitoring system, the virtualization and the automatic target control. Before, we struggled with picking up wrinkles. With the new 3D side light, it helps detect wrinkles very well. Some of the defects that we were able to see with the new Procemex system was the detail of the indents and outdents. The image quality of the defects are far superior than our previous system and helps us with diagnosing and troubleshooting issues on the paper machine. One of the added benefits was the one platform system, being able to go back to your web monitoring system and see where the defect originated from, help cut down our troubleshooting time and resolving the issue faster. It's very simple now for me to remote in from home and access the server and do everything. Either anything I can't do over the computer, I'm able to call and walk them through it, doing it in person here at the mill. So Procemex's service has been great. Their 24/7 help desk has been very helpful. They respond back very quickly to help us resolve the issues. And any issues that we do have, they usually follow up with a write-up of everything. So Procemex's service with spare parts has been great so far. Some of the issues that we have had, they have been very quick at getting us parts and helping us through the issue, whether that be with overnighting parts from Finland or sending parts back and getting them rebuilt quickly. We do have spare parts on hand, and they've worked with us very well. Our service contract, we have quarterly visits. Procemex service techs that have been in here at the mill have been very helpful with keeping the system up to speed, keeping everything running at optimum performance. Procemex's service has been far superior from our previous system. The uptime has been far better than what we were used to in the past, and the service has been instantaneous. Always getting a response on issues that we're having in a very timely manner and helping resolve the issue faster. So after we selected the system, we went through our engineering phase of the project. We traveled to Jyväskylä, Finland to do the factory acceptance testing and training. Procemex made us very confident in their ability for commissioning of the system because they have had prior experience with similar products and knowing how to set up the system early to have things dialed in to a point where we felt confident when we commissioned the system. So when I get here in the morning, one of the first things I do is log on to the Procemex system and see what our production looked like from the night before. Look and see if we had any issues come through. Look at some of the defects and see what they look like and how things have been running throughout the night. So yeah, any critical defects or repeating defects that we're having, we start with the web inspection system. We look at, position of where it's at on the real map. And from there, we'll use the one platform to walk our way back down the machine towards the wet end to see where the defect originated from. Some of the stuff that I've seen coming off of our mid-ply headbox on the Ford Near through the web monitoring system cameras have been very impressive. Yeah, the image quality is very good. Being able to, if we get shives or wood fibers, being able to look at the image and see that small wood fiber and know that it's a wood fiber, it's very impressive. Yeah, I mean, our images are staying cleaner, clearer, longer, less cleaning, less maintenance needed on the pinhole cameras. We're able to put them in environments where typically a camera wouldn't able to be to maintain a good image quality. Yeah, we use the Procemex system quite a bit for the customer claims department. If we have claims that come in with product that was sold with a defect or some kind of issue with the board, we always review the Procemex reel maps and look at that production of that paper that was made. Quality is very important on our board, and with the automatic target control, it made it easier for our operators to find the defects and resolve the issues faster. Our current marking system is far superior than what we had before. So with our previous marking system, we had a cleanliness issue with overspray and pouring ink into the bulk containers. With our new marking system, is very clean. Virtually no overspray, very little issues, and changing out and refilling the ink on the system is very user-friendly and clean with the cartridges. Yeah, I've had to switch out a couple cameras now. It's very easy and user-friendly. All of the documentation that Procemex has for troubleshooting the cameras, changing a camera out, makes it very seamless. Daily routine for maintenance on it is making sure that we have airflow through the beams, that the cameras are staying clean, checking the server for any alarms that we might have on any cameras, and making sure that it's working. Some of our future goals for Procemex are adding more WMS cameras down the machine to better help the one platform with identifying defects, origination, where they start from. Help us with troubleshooting issues on the machine much faster. For the one platform system, the more cameras, the better. So when we initially installed the project, we were looking at 32 cameras for our web monitoring system. That got cut down to 16. And we didn't understand cause and effect, taking away that many cameras, how that would affect the one platform system and its ability to pick up those defects. I would recommend Procemex to our competitors, yes.
My name is Perry Brandenburg. I work at Nippon Dynawave Packaging in Longview, Washington, and I'm the paper machine manager here. Years ago, camera systems on paper machines were proven as an excellent way to troubleshoot, improve efficiencies, uptime, and just a better overall operation. And in the last 25 years, there's been multiple generations of the different camera systems, and they seem to grow and progress in terms of what their technical capabilities are. And first time I heard of Procemex was probably in about 6 years ago, when they just made a contact with us, and we weren't even really in the market for a new system at that time. We just installed a system about 4 years prior to that, and it seemed to work okay. As time progressed, we started running into reliability issues with the equipment, obsolescence in a rather short period of time, as well as customer support when there were issues. And when we finally decided we needed to make a change, we remembered the Procemex had stopped by several years earlier. And at that time, they showed us a demonstration about how simple, how user-friendly, intuitive the system was. So we were very interested in what, if they had to offer, and if there was any innovations or improvements even in their systems. So we listened to the pitch from the Procemex team, as well as some of their competitors, and it seemed that they still had what appeared to be one of the more reliable, intuitive systems And of course, cost is always a concern, and they were very competitive in their cost in terms of, others in the industry. So ultimately, we started with the Procemex web monitoring system, and it led to us wanting to replace the defect monitoring system too. And I've been really surprised at how easy they are to operate together and how helpful they are in terms of troubleshooting on a daily basis. One of the biggest reasons that we started looking for a replacement system on our defect monitoring system was just uptime of the system, reliability of the system, repeatability of the system, and it really declined probably faster than it should have. I think some of that might have been the support levels we had and whatnot. And that was one of the things we stressed with Procemex when we decided to utilize that equipment was, it's one of our biggest requirements is that it works all the time, it works well. And so far to date, there's been a few minor issues. I think we may have participated in creating some of those issues, but nonetheless, Procemex was there. They helped us troubleshoot, helped us get right back on track and get going. But for the most part, the reliability has been as good as you could expect from any new piece of equipment. One of the big things I like about the Procemex is it works. It was competitively priced. It works. And when I don't know how to work it, there's always people at the end of the phone that can generally steer me in the right direction within minutes rather than a day or two or three. So it's been a great venture for us working with the Procemex team, and they continue to support us. And we're about almost 2 years fully into the installation of the defect monitoring system, and it's still like yesterday when we have problems. It's they didn't show up to sell us something and then disappear. Procemex, they're with us every day when we have concerns or questions or problems. So it's been a really good relationship so far.
So my name is Aaron Harmon. I am a process manager here in our extruder department for Nippon Dynawave packaging. So on our converting line here, we had a previous detection system had began failing. And so our server system was seizing up. We were continuously struggling. And so when it came to selecting the new Procemex system, our paper machine had already made a transition to Procemex, and I saw what the ease and professionalism that went through their installation all the way through dialing in or tweaking the system to see the defects and to at a level of quality that met our expectations. I knew it was going to be the right system for us. From an installation standpoint, the greatest achievement for us was how easy it is. There was previous systems where operators would have challenges of bouncing back and forth between certain screens to achieve one goal. Everything can be achieved through the goal now of, say, like our winder ATC from our Procemex system. The control, looking for defects, selecting what we want to do, the process has become so much simpler that everybody, from myself as a manager and efficiency overseeing things to operations on the floor, are ecstatic. Again, with how easy it has become to run this system, and depending on it to, when we go to, not only to see our defects, but to select those defects and stop for them. Our winder, it used to be where, I'd have a defect where, defect missed because the winder just wouldn't come to a stop. And so now, since this new system installation, the Procemex, when we tell it to stop, it stops. Again, efficiency, quality, operational use has become so much simpler that I haven't put a metric against missed defects versus defects captured, but I know it's tremendously higher. So we are very pleased with how the system's come along. Our biggest problems in the past were getting, we could actually see those defects, but getting the winder to come to a stop and being able to efficiently mark, cut out, or process those types of defects was a challenge. And since then, it's just so much easier. It's just, I can't tell you how much. It's just, it's everything. It's efficiency, the quality expectation, especially from our customer standpoint, of, possibly not receiving the same things that they had in the past. Is we're definitely, lowering claims. The business has been a big benefit. I can't tell you because we have another machine here that we're planning to install the same system on next year, and I can't wait for it. So it's just made our lives that much simpler. So.